What's up guys, my name is Ace, and we now have some more leaked details on the ranking system in Modern Warfare. Just like with most of the leaks we've been getting this year, this is coming from TheGamingRevolution, who is right most of the time. He clearly has an inside source somewhere at Infinity Ward. So I do tend to trust this information, but at the same time, keep in mind, this isn't every single little detail to do with the ranking system. So there are still certain parts and aspects of it that are unknown, and we will have to wait and see until that is officially confirmed, because like I said, this is just a leak, nothing confirmed at this point. But in any case, let's just get into this. A little while back it was leaked that prestiging would be gone with Modern Warfare. The whole prestige system that we've had since COD 4, that's gone. And instead, it's going to be replaced with seasonal ranks. Now, when I first heard this, I was really worried that this seasonal rank would basically reset you back to rank 1 every single season, and then you'd have to re-unlock all of your weapons and your perks and everything like that. And that sounded horrible to me because it wouldn't be a choice, unlike the prestige system, to reset yourself. It would be forced on you every season, and for the people that play really casually, that would really suck for them because they might not even make it to the maximum rank one season, and then they're reset back to level 1, and that would just be horrible. Thankfully, it looks like that's not actually going to be the case, but it is still going to be seasonal in a sense. So according to TheGamingRevolution, the way this works is you have your standard ranks level 1 to 55. And throughout these ranks, this is where you unlock all of the perks and kill streaks, equipment, weapons, basically everything aside from the post-launch content you unlock through these first 55 ranks. And what we saw in the beta was we could level up to level 30. So it'll be the same as that, but it will go all the way up to 55. And that's where you unlock everything aside from the attachments. The weapon attachments you will have to grind for separately for each one of the individual weapons. And apparently there are 80 levels per weapon, which is a lot of grinding to do for each one of the weapons in the game to unlock all of the attachments and max it out. But once you reach that level 55, you have everything unlocked, at least everything that comes with the base version of the game. There will be post-launch content eventually. And this time around, that will never be reset. Once you have everything unlocked and you reach level 55, it's there for good. You have it unlocked forever. Now, the seasonal part comes after level 55. Each season will add new challenges as well as new items that you can unlock throughout that season by continuing to level up past level 55. And with the start of each season, you will be reset to level 55. So when a new season begins, you don't lose anything at all. Any of the guns and perks and equipment, all of that kind of stuff that you had unlocked before that season starts, will still be unlocked for you, but you'll be reset back to level 55. Apparently, with each one of these seasons as well, there's going to be about 100 challenges for you to complete. And as you level up, you earn items throughout that season. So this will be cosmetic items like your stickers and emblems and calling cards, and presumably post-launch weapons as well, but we don't know about that for sure. And that's pretty much it as far as we know about so far. So now I wanted to get into my thoughts on this. And I do want to start this off by saying I'm glad they're trying something new. I do feel like the prestige system was a good system. I don't think it's a terrible system by any means, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of dated. And I'm ready for something new within Call of Duty. And I am open to this seasonal system. Of course, we don't have all the details. I don't know exactly what we can unlock and how long it will take to rank up and all of that stuff. So my opinion could change once we find out more details about this ranking system. But so far, just looking at it as a whole, I'm personally open to this idea. However, at the same time, I do see a few issues with this system, at least as it's described from these leaks. The first issue that is going to be big for the really heavy grinders in Call of Duty. I'm talking the people that tend to reach like Prestige Master level 1000 or even like Prestige Master 500 plus. For a lot of those players, it's a big deal for them to grind through a lifetime rank and to get a really high lifetime rank. For some of them, it might be they just want to show off to everybody they come up against how high of a level they are and how much time they've invested into the game. And for others, it's a more personal thing. They just personally want to set that goal for themselves and they will grind like crazy in order to reach that goal. With this seasonal system, when you get set back to level 55 every time, it kind of loses that lifetime long-term grind. Especially with each season, it depends on how long it'll take to unlock everything for that season. I would hope it's something that can be reasonably achieved by the average player out there. Otherwise, it would be really frustrating for a lot of people that they wouldn't actually be able to complete each season. And as a result, you have those people that put an average amount of time in, and then you have the really heavy grinders. Where is the incentive for the heavy grinders to grind beyond finishing the levels for that season? What's the point for them to continue grinding when their level's just going to get reset back to 55 when the next season begins anyways? That's something that I feel could be a big problem for a lot of people. Now, for the average player out there, probably not an issue at all. Personally, I'm not one of the people that really cares about that long-term goal or anything. I've completely lost track. I don't even know or care what level I am in Black Ops 4, for instance. I'm Prestige Master level 300 and something, I think. But even though I don't necessarily care about that long-term rank, I also feel like once I complete a season, I'm going to lose a lot of motivation to log in and play the game for the rest of that season. Because any levels that I gained beyond that, they're just going to be reset anyways, so what's the point? I would almost feel like I'm just wasting my time. Now, perhaps on top of this system, they could keep a running tally along the side that shows you the total amount of levels you've gained throughout the entire life cycle of the game, and that might appease those players that really like that heavy grind. But at this point, we don't have any details on whether or not something like that will exist. The next issue I have with seasonal ranks as well as battle passes, assuming we are going to have post-launch weapons earned throughout these seasons and locked to the seasons, is what about the people that don't have the amount of time to grind to get that gun? Or what about the people that buy the game after a season completes? Will they end up having a reasonable method for earning those weapons if they missed it during the season? If not, that is a big problem in my opinion. That will turn away a lot of the super casual players, as well as it would create a barrier to entry for anybody buying the game down the road, because it is actual stat changed content that gives you a unique gameplay experience. And I don't feel that should be locked to seasons. Cosmetic items, absolutely. Go crazy with locking cosmetic items behind seasons. That's totally fine by me, and that's why I like the Battle Pass system in Fortnite. It's purely cosmetic, and it's kind of cool to see that level 100 skin from Season 1 or Season 2. You can see, like, wow, that player's an OG. They've been here since the beginning. But for new players, that doesn't affect their gameplay experience at all. Now, of course, I am making the assumption here that post-launch weapons will be locked to seasonal ranks. Perhaps they won't be at all, and there will be a completely fair system for people that miss a season or didn't have the time to grind for a season. But that's just one concern I have when we start talking about seasonal ranks. And another one that goes on top of that also applies to battle passes, and this is something I experienced with Black Ops 4 that I found kind of annoying. If you have post-launch weapons tied to seasonal ranks or a battle pass, and you get those at the end of the grind, then there isn't that day one hype and excitement for those guns, because you're not getting those guns day one. You're getting them several weeks or a month down the road. I personally prefer the hype of having a good opportunity of getting those guns the day that they released, and that's something I loved about some of the previous systems like COD World War II, Modern Warfare Remastered, and Infinite Warfare. You could stock up on salvage or armory credits, whatever they called it for that game, and then the day that new guns are added to the game, you can get them immediately, and there's a lot of hype surrounding that. Everybody's getting really excited because they're all getting the new weapons the first day they're added, and I feel like that adds a lot to the game. When it comes to a battle pass or a seasonal system, if you unlock those guns at the end, by the time you actually unlock it, those guns have technically been in the game for a few weeks or a month, and there's not nearly as much excitement or hype around that. Now, admittedly, that point isn't the biggest deal in the world. I can get over that. It's just one thing I wanted to add where I do feel like it does take a little bit away from the hype. So those are a few of the concerns that I have with the idea of this seasonal system. Of course, I am making some assumptions here. We don't know all the nitty-gritty details of the system, so perhaps these concerns will actually be addressed when we see the full system in-game, or maybe there will be some problems with this new ranking system. In either case, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm excited for something new with Call of Duty. I'm glad that it looks like Infinity Ward is trying something new. I just hope it ends up working out well and there aren't too many issues with the system. Of course though, I'd like to know in the comment section below, based on the leaks that suggest this seasonal ranking system, what do you guys think of this system? Do you like the idea of having those seasonal ranks that reset you back to level 55 where you don't lose any of your progress towards weapons and kill streaks and perks? Or do you like the traditional prestige system more than this? Just let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.